Good morning, Great Gardeners. Welcome back. The weather's less than cooperative, but if you are tired of being cooped up and still want to get your hands dirty, we can show you how to do so. We're going to show you how to plant a spring bulb container. What you need is any sort of container that has good drainage. This pot, I don't know if you can see, it's got a nice size hole down there in the bottom. With a container of this size, we're going to show you how to layer your bulbs so that they'll bloom at different times, be different heights, and give you really a long extended season of blossoms. But, you know, any pot that you have that has drainage, you can use. A shallow one will work. Even you would just put a couple inches of soil in the bottom and maybe one of the smaller bulbs, like the snow crocus, in there, and then cover with soil. Use your bulb food as well. So, the bulbs that we are going to use in our early spring container are going to be the Ice Follies daffodil. I love daffodils, my all-time favorite plant, and for those of you folks that have deer, they do not eat this. We're also going to use tulips. This one is El Nino, very pretty. It's got a blush of yellow in it. The hyacinth, that's the one that's really smelly. The deaf blue, and snow crocus, the cream beauty. I just think that'll look really nice with our green pot. And then we're going to use the Dr. Earth organic bulb food. It is a good idea to use some bulb food to get your plants going, get them rooted in this fall. Some other things to consider besides having the drainage in your pot, you're going to leave it outside while it's cool. The bulbs do need that cool period, but something like this, if you leave it out all winter, the chances of it cracking are pretty good. So once it gets cold and stays consistently cold, you want to move it into either an unheated garage or a shed or even a window well and cover it up with leaves. So just keep that in mind. So everyone wants to know how you layer. On the back of most of your bulb paraphernalia, they have a handy dandy guide. So you're going to stick your bulbs in that get the tallest down in the bottom, the ones that need the biggest amount of room to grow. So we're going to start off with our daffodils, and we're going to plant those around the 8-inch depth. So I've already filled the bottom of the pot with the soil. And another big question is, how do you know which end goes up? If you look closely, there are some little root hairs left over from before. This tapered neck, that's the top. So you're just going to nestle those down in. And you know, they're probably going to get jostled around a little bit. So, you know, don't be too worried about the placement. Just get them in there kind of evenly spaced. My biggest problem is getting the bulbs out of the bag. So there we go. A little bit of the bulb food. And then you're going to layer your soil on top of that. So we're putting a couple inches of soil on top of the daffodils because our next bulb that we're planting are the tulips and the hyacinths, and they need about a 6-inch depth. Also, these are all going to bloom at different times. The ones that you're down at the bottom are going to bloom last. They're going to be kind of a mid to late season. You want to look at your packaging on all of your bulbs. They will generally say if they're early, mid, or late season. So keep that in mind when you're picking out your bulbs. That way, as one is finishing, another will take over and begin blooming. And you'll have consistent color all spring. I'm going to just space these guys out a little bit more so they're not so crowded. nice layer of bulb food. You see my handy dandy measuring guide, my hand. Now the snow crocus that we have really like more of a shallow planting depth. They're really only 2 inches, so I did fill quite a bit of soil in there for that reason. And there's the snow crocus again. That cream with this green will be really, really pretty. And these little guys, just nestle them in there. And masses of bulbs tends to be much prettier than, you know, if you just put 3 on top here, it probably would not give you the effect that we're going to get with so many. So there we have our bulb food on, and our couple inches more of soil. Kind of tamp that down. You'll want to water this in well, and I like to put a layer of mulch on top. Not only does it finish the pot, but it keeps everything uniform, keeps your moisture a little bit better. And then next spring when they start to grow, like I said, it does really make a finished product. So there you have it. Easy steps to making a beautiful spring container. We do have lots of bulbs in stock right now, so come down and see us. Very pretty tulips, daffodils, crocus, anything that you may want. So thank you and have a great gardening day.